Finally, we are back. Thank you for staying with us. We're still talking with Jeff Beard, and he inspires today's youth, as we said, to get back on their feet, stand up to bullying, battle depression, all while living lives free of alcohol and drugs. And he does that through motivational speaking. And thank you for being with us and staying with us and being so transparent. I mean, that's a hard thing in this day and age, and then in front of kids.
Yeah, it was kind of a tough thing when we were first deciding to go through, when I decided I wanted to be a speaker, was how transparent did I really want to be. And I felt like if I wasn't, then I was being false to the kids and stuff, and they would pick up on it. Or that question would come up at some point in time and stuff about, hey, have you ever done this or have you ever done that? And if I've kind of avoided and skirted around that issue, then I didn't feel like I was going to be as effective. And I think it's been a lot more effective because I am as transparent as I am about what's going on in my life.
Now, do you get the athletes, the jocks who are, they hear that you've been a wrestler for 25 plus years, and do they come up to you and identify in some way?
They do, and a lot of them want to find out how to be a wrestler. Okay. It's usually the first question is like, wow.
How can I?
Because they hear about, that I've been in 5 of the 7 continents, and I lived in South Africa for 5 years running the wrestling office there, and I traveled to Japan and Mexico and Europe and everywhere else that I went to wrestle. And so a lot of them think that sounds really glamorous. So it's like, oh, I want to be a wrestler. I watch it on television, and I'm a big fan. So how can I do it?
And you're thinking, got them. You reel them in. Do you get a chance to then kind of interact?
I try to change where they're, from that to get into more personal things, as far as stay away from the drugs and alcohol, because it's so easily available to kids now. And it's when I was a kid, marijuana was really about the only drug that there was. Yeah. And now and stuff, you've got marijuana and cocaine, uppers, downers, Molly.
I was going to say,
ecstasy, flocka, crocodile. I mean, there's so many, and a lot of that I probably don't even know of. But there's so many of them out there, and it's so easily available to these kids.
Now, they call you, you're known as the get back on your feet guy, and so that, one of the things that you on your website and that you talk about, how can students develop an unbreakable mindset? I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is being able to surround yourself with the right type of people and to be able to communicate to, like, your parents. And parents and teachers have got life experiences that they've had too. And kids so much think that little part of their life while they're in high school is all there is to life. Right. And I mean, if your average life expectancy is 80 years old, you're only spending
a few years,
a quarter of it, and it's under 20. So I mean, there's a whole lot more in life to come.
And you try to make sure that they hear that and get that.
I do, and for me and stuff too. It was always being able to reach out. I had people and stuff like my parents and things that I was able to turn to, and sometimes you just need somebody to talk to help you get back on your feet.
Right. Are you always open to accepting engagements? And we talked earlier, you prefer the high school and even some college age. Do people call you and say, hey, we got this conference coming up, we think you'd be the perfect guy?
And I'm glad to talk to anybody that wants to listen.
Okay. And we do have it on our up on the screen. You can go to jeffbearden.com and get more information about Jeff and the Get Back on Your Feet guy. Now, how do you leave an impact? I mean, kids, they hear you talk and they hear your story. And your wife had shared that you have a really effective visual that you use, and I'm interested, and I'd love for you to share that with our viewers.
It's a little bit different doing it here with you today, because usually this is something I do while I'm standing up, walking around on a stage.
Okay.
But I'll
take it.
Show a $20 bill, and who out there wants a $20 bill?
Everybody's
hands raised up, and it's like, okay. Now, how many of you still want this?
And
the hands are still up. Now, this is where standing up stuff is that I'll use my foot to grind it on the ground. And it's like, okay, now who wants it? And everybody still has their hand up because, and I said, okay, here is where you've learned a very important lesson about value. It doesn't matter what I did to this $20 bill, it never lost its value. Right. And that's the same with people and stuff. You as a person are valuable. You're loved. You've got people around you, be it friends or family or, you know, whatever it is, stuff. But there are people that care about you, and you make an important part on their life, whether you realize that you do or not.
Wow.
So you don't ever lose your value and stuff, regardless how broken you may get. Just like the $20 bill and stuff, it's crumpled up, but it's still worth something, just like people are.
Thank you, Jeff, for sharing
Thank
this
you.
morning. And please email Jeff if you have something going on with your social, civic, church group. And it sounds like you have a great message for young adults and youth to
And I
hear.
actually return a lot of calls and stuff to people that try to call in that have questions and or send me emails or send me something on Facebook and stuff. I'll message back with them, and I'll actually speak and counsel with people and stuff sometimes that are going through bullying or their kids are.
Well, thank you for being here and sharing
Thank you.
this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and thank you for watching Good Things Delmarva. Remember to catch us here on Sunday mornings, and have a great and purpose-filled day.